All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of SF Heal. I'm Dr. Sydney, and this is the show that connects the health and healing profession back to more of itself. And today, I'm very excited to have Sofia Pinzon on today. She is the CEO and the founder of AvoToasty, which is an incredible restaurant on Union Street. It's absolutely delicious, serving up really healthy options for people to go to for lunch, for breakfast, all throughout the day. And she has a really cool story and a really amazing perspective on health and why she started this business. And I'm really excited to learn from you. So thank you for being on today, Sophia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
You have such a natural radio voice going
Thank you.
on.
I try keep it upbeat and lighthearted. Um,
Yeah.
so I think we should just get started with, let's hear a little bit about your background and what inspired you to start Avo Toasty and kind of what got you into this world.
Yeah. Okay. So long story short, I'm from Colombia. I've lived in multiple countries and I moved to California 7 years ago. And when I moved here, I didn't really know much about like the coffee shop culture, or I never had an avocado toast in my life, despite that all my life I ate avocado. In Colombia, avocado is always there. It's just not the main character of the story, right? It's always like a side thing, like you put it in your soup or your salad. It's always there, but nobody really talked about it much.
Yeah.
And I started noticing, and I'm sure you've noticed yourself, when you go to coffee shops, there's never like fresh food options or healthy food options. It's mostly like pastries and pan de chocolate and croissants, which, don't take me wrong, I love those things as well. But
Yeah.
that's not what I'm looking for in the morning when I want to have a nutritious breakfast, or when I'm just coming in the afternoon and I want to have like a quick bite.
Mm.
So that's kind of where the idea of AvoToasty came from, just like from visiting coffee shops and noticing that there was no like good food options or like fresh, real food. So I was like, oh, wait, I want to have a place that has like great food and great coffee. And I think that it's really hard to find these type of places. Like places are either really good at food or really good at coffee, right? If a place has food and they sell coffee, it's usually not the best coffee.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what we were trying to do with AvoToasty.
Mm.
Aside from that, I really like the idea of the community, the coffee shops creating neighborhoods. So
Mm.
I really wanted to create my own little community.
Yeah. I love it. And you're totally right. You know, like you said, I'll go to a coffee shop here and there, and it's just like, yeah, it's some croissants here, maybe a little bit of banana bread there, which are all delicious. But when you want something that's actually like healthy and satisfying, it's really hard to find. So
Yeah.
you've definitely found a gap in the market and you have filled it, which is awesome. Um, what are like, so going into this world of, right, avocado is obviously the main focus, but you're also very focused on creating healthy options for people. In terms of some of the restaurants or things that you find, close by, what are some of the maybe commonly like misunderstood aspects of like health and nutrition when it comes to food that you find and that you're trying to supply people with these healthy options?
Yeah, so the first thing that I would say is that a lot of the healthy food options that are fast are usually pre-packed meals, that you find like in refrigerators, which nothing wrong with that. If you're like in an airport, you need to grab something fast, but the whole idea behind AvoToast is that we can make fresh food fast.
Mm.
Fast food has like a bad connotation, right? If you say fast food, but it's like healthy fast food, fresh fast food, simple food, that what you see is what you get. It's like a tomato, it's just a tomato, right? There's nothing like crazy going on.
Yeah.
It's like pretty simple food that kind of caters everyone. It's kind of like our breakfast comfort food.
Yeah.
So I feel that that's kind of like the main thing that I see in the market, is that one, like if there's healthy options, they're just pre-packed in a fridge, or two, you have to kind of sit down in a restaurant and wait for a waiter, and it takes like
Mm.
an hour to have a meal, when it should only take 5 to 10 minutes to get something fresh in your hands that was just made for you.
Yeah, 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 totally. The access of having that healthy food and, like you said, like a quick bite on the go is so important. I used to go to that Gym Crunch on Union Street, which is
Oh yeah.
just like almost right across the street. So I'd always stop by and pop in and get a healthy breakfast from you guys. So it's super convenient because there's really nothing else, especially on Union Street, like you guys, that has those options. But I'm curious, in your eyes, what makes you guys special? What is special about AvoToasty not compared to other businesses, but what makes you special in terms of like, how the business started or what you have to offer?
Yeah. No, I think that what makes AvoToasty special is that it's not just a place to eat. It is a community around like avocados, coffee, well-being. We host coffee workshops for people that want to learn about coffee. We do wellness events. If we've done like, for example, we did a Pilates and brunch class where people came. We like clear out the store. Of course, we couldn't have more than 10 people, but that was
Yeah.
fine. And then we just kind of had brunch together. So I think just creating those spaces in the community, I haven't really seen a lot of places doing that. And that's something that really like inspires me to do this because we all want to have a sense of belonging, right? And sometimes it's really hard, especially like you go to the gym or you join this studio with like the hope that you'll make friends that think like you or that are like you. And I feel like that doesn't happen because everyone is with their headphones or people are just in a rush. So we're trying to create a space where like-minded people can come together and really just connect.
Yeah, yeah. There's been a theme so far on this show with all the people I've talked to that community seems to be like the one thing that people are always looking for and also trying to create. And
Yeah.
like, as a health and healing practitioner myself, I understand how important community is to just overall general health and healing and us like our livelihood as humans. So it's a big deal, right? Creating spaces that people can come together and like you said, like-minded people who are
Yeah.
interested in their health, who like good food and can come together to meet others and have those experiences. So that's really awesome that you're cultivating that space for people.
Yeah.
How was the process of opening this business, right? You had this idea, you come from Colombia, right? We're in the land of opportunity where we can do anything we want anytime, right? So how was the process from starting the idea to, creating the business plan and literally opening the doors? How was that for you?
So I didn't really make a business plan.
Love
I just kind
it.
of like literally, I just like go into all these coffee shops because my boyfriend, who's now my husband, drinks coffee. That's
Yeah.
the plot twist that I don't drink coffee, but I do like teas and I love matcha. And we have other like superfood lattes that we offer that I do drink. And then like I literally like a light bulb. I'm like, oh, I want to have this place that specializes on avocado toast. And that was it. Like that was my concept from like moment zero and like three. And then I just kind of like started looking for locations. I first thought about doing it in a farmer's market because I thought it would be like less investment, it would be faster, but getting into a farmer's market is like harder than getting a lease.
Mm,
So it's like there's a super long line, and then you don't even know if you're gonna get in. And they look at those lists like once a year. So it's just like really, really hard.
yeah.
So I just started looking for places and I found this little shop on Octavia in Union, which is
Mm,
not on Union, it's like up the street. And it was really small. It's like 300 square feet. The place was kind of not ready to go. It was really messy, but it had a counter, it had the sinks, it had the floor that the health department requires. And it was just kind of like there. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I didn't even know like where I was. Like I was pretty new to San Francisco. I didn't know I was
yeah.
like in the mecca of well-being. I just
Oh my gosh.
kind of ended up there by chance. And like 3 months later, I opened the door. I just put like a sign on the door for the first day. There was like on us. And my idea was like the first day, everything is for free. And I don't know how people found out. I had like one follower on Instagram, but we got like so packed. I didn't even have staff. It was like my boyfriend was the cashier, my sister was in the kitchen with me, and one friend was making coffee, and we were so busy and we had no idea what we were doing. But yeah, but I don't know. The crazy thing of it all is that it kind of worked out, right?
Yeah.
It just kind of worked out. People loved it. As I said earlier, it's like a very simple concept. So it's kind of like you cannot go wrong with avocado toast. I mean, you can have like really boring avocado toast, I guess. It's all about
Totally.
how you season that avocado. But yeah, it was just like everything happened like really fast. Like I've done a lot of things in my life like that. Like I lived in China for 6 years, and one day I was like, you know what, I just want to move to the US. And like 3 weeks later I was here. I don't know, it was just kind of like just a random thought. And the
Yeah.
crazy thing is that it worked out. And I feel like I always have that like mindset that like, what's the best thing that can happen? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the best thing is that it works out. And if it doesn't work out, like who cares? You just go and find a job or you start something else. And it's not like a failure. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of people just don't start something because they're thinking about all these crazy scenarios. But just always think what's the best thing that can happen and just go for it.
Yeah. Paralysis by analysis, right? If we
Oh
think
yeah.
too much about the things that could go wrong, we might never start. And that is so impressive to me that you have an idea, you have a vision, and you just go for it without a shadow of a doubt that you're going to succeed as long as we don't quit, right? Can't fail,
Yeah.
quit.
Yeah.
So that's so cool. When I was curious, what year was that when you guys opened up in that 300 square feet?
2017. So it's been like a little bit over 6 years now.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is such a cool evolution from that
Yeah.
to where you guys are now. And you have two locations, right? You're in the East Bay as well.
Yeah. We opened a location in Oakland recently. So we're in the East Bay now, and we have a pop-up inside our roaster because basically we work with Glass Coffee. They roast the
Gotcha.
beans for us. And I was like, well, I noticed you guys don't have fresh food here. Maybe you should get some food here and we should be your food. So we are basically their food menu. So we have like a pop-up inside of the roaster trying to solve this problem that I kind of found in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, so cool. What are some of the challenges that you remember in that process, right? That past like 6 years since you opened to now. What are some things that maybe you didn't foresee or some things that came up that you would give as like advice to maybe young entrepreneurs or people who are trying to start businesses?
Yeah. So I think that the most important thing is to understand that it's not easy, but I think that nothing is easy. I don't think having a job is easy either.
Yeah.
Right? Like everything is hard.
Mhm.
But it's just about just keeping your mission and your vision like always in front of you and not getting stuck in the day to day, right?
Mm,
Like maybe today we're gonna have a bad day. Today we don't make money. Okay, but at the end of the year we should make money, right? That's our goal, right? So not getting emotional with your sales, not getting emotional with your reviews, for example, that's a big one. Not listening so much to everyone. Everyone has something to say. People come in and they're like, oh, you should sell fried chicken. It would be so good with your avocado toast. And just kind of like if you start like listening to everyone's ideas, you just go insane and
totally.
you end up like just kind of overwhelmed.
Mm,
But I think that just the main lesson for me for the last 6 years is just to be resilient because you're gonna fall a million times, like a million, and you just have to get up and just have like thick skin, just go through things and just know that it's just all part of the process
mm,
and just enjoy it because, like if I look back, like I used to be like so involved with my hands, right? And now I'm less involved with my hands. Now I have different challenges. So I don't think like the challenges end, they just evolve.
mm,
They just become like different types of challenges.
yeah.
And yeah, I feel like when you start life is a little more simple, right? You're just like one little shop and I remember I hired one girl that would come and visit, like help me on the weekends, and I just had one employee. Now I have like 15, now I have like there's more things,
Yeah.
but and then there's also like the pain of growth, right? So I just think that challenges just keep evolving, but we do have to work a lot in our own health and well-being to
Mm,
be able to handle all these things, to take every day as it comes, like one day at a time, and to take lessons from everything we do.
yeah. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Like the more challenges that come up, the more skills we get and the
Yeah.
more skills we have to acquire. Like, okay, now how do I manage a team? How do I make sure that people on my team are happy rather than just, you show up and you're doing it yourself, right?
Yeah.
So it's a whole new set of challenges, a whole new world. But so very impressive that you were able to grow it to what it is. And I'm very stoked for you. It's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And I
Um,
think like another thing is just kind of like staying true to what you started with, like back to like when people give you so many ideas, it's just like, I think that brands that do great. And for example, one example could be, I don't know, let's say Tacolicious. They're like local here, right?
yeah.
What do? They do tacos, right? So it's just kind of like stay niche to your brand. Like, what do? We do avocado toast. We do have some items that complement breakfast, like, I don't know, smoothies, right? I love smoothies, something easy. You take it, you go, you
Right.
work out, you're thirsty, that kind of refuel your body. But it's all about just staying true to what you want to do and staying in your niche and not be like the wanderpreneur who's always thinking about the next amazing idea and just trying to test so many things. Just be the best at what you do. And that's what I think. We're the best avocado toast out there.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. People will go to you because they can expect they're going to get an amazing product every time, right? And the more we kind of diversify and get all crazy with it, it's sometimes that quality control can fall through the cracks. But if we focus on, like you said, making the best avocado toast in the city, then you're going to be known for having the best avocado toast in the city.
Exactly.
And like one thing you mentioned earlier, I wanted to touch on was how trying not to get distracted or bogged down by the day-to-day, right? Maybe we have a bad day here or things are not going well there, and just keeping your eye on the prize, right? The long-term goal. I wanted to connect that back to health because it's the same thing, right? When we're healing either from an injury or from, even just the trauma of life, it's always going to look like this, right? We have peaks and valleys where we're going up and going down, but as long as that trend is going up long term, it's all that matters, right? We're gonna have good days, we're gonna have bad days, but at the end of the day, we're trending upwards, we're growing, and that's what healing is, and that's what business is. So it's a good comparison.
I mean, I feel like what you said, like it just has to be like long term, and I feel that people need to go away from that mentality 100% or nothing.
Yes.
But I feel like with health, that's such a big thing. Like people like, oh, like they get in this crazy like diet. And I'm totally like, that's one thing that we are not at AvoToasty. Like we're not in this diet culture, toxicity, whatever that word is.
Yeah.
But we're more about like, like finding balance, right? Like some people think bread is evil, and I'm not going to tell you how to eat, right? Like that's up to you, what you choose. But I think that we need to think about like health paths that are sustainable in the long term, and not think like, oh my God, I ate a brownie today, so now my whole diet is ruined. Now I'm going to eat everything I see, right? Like it's not like you ate a brownie, that's fine. Just move on with your life, right? Or I didn't work out today, I'm not going to be muscular. Like don't have that 0 or 100% mentality. It's more like just every day, just do it. And it's all about those little changes that we do in our life and those decisions that we make in the moment, right? Like instead of eating this cookie, I'm going to eat an apple, right? Okay, I made a healthy choice, right? But it's also okay to eat the apple. I mean, the cookie.
Yeah.
It's not like 100%. I think it's like 80-20, like have some fun.
Yes.
As long as like every day you do something that is good for you. And sometimes we focus too much on health being like about being thin or being fit, but health is so many other things, right? It's also like your mind, like how do you feel, right? Like mentally. It's also like spiritual, like how do you feel connected to whatever you believe in. And it's also physical. And I think that health is about having that balance with all these aspects in your life, and just kind of not feeling like overwhelmed with life, not feeling like if you're not doing 100%, you're not doing something right.
Yes. Right. Yeah, I could not agree more. There's so much balance and moderation to everything we do. And when I met you in person a couple weeks ago, I really liked how you were telling me about, you guys aren't focused on having like, it's not, okay, we're the lowest calorie, toast you can find. It's not about that. It's about like healthy ingredients. Who cares about the calories within it, right? We have avocado, which is incredibly amazing, healthy fats. We have nice high quality breads, maybe an egg on top with some microgreens, whatever. Those are micronutrients that our body needs to thrive and survive. And so it's not about the calories. It's not about, like you said, the vanity of what we look like. It's how do we think? How do we feel? What are our relationships like? Because again, you're totally right. All of that is so encompassing to what a healthy life looks like. And we deserve a cookie every once in a while,
Yeah, whenever you want a cookie, just have that cookie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's just like like one thing that I said, because people always ask us like how many calories are in this, and like okay, I like did the calorie count for everything just to have it under the counter, but I don't want to have it on my menu because I don't want people to choose a meal based on the calories. Like
Yeah.
we're not trying to count calories, we're trying to make them count. And as you said, you're eating calories of good food that is good for you. Right? It's good food for you. And the biggest thing, and I know like one of the things we were discussing is like, what does health mean to you?
Yeah.
I think that health to me means being able to do anything I want to do. If I want to go on a hike, I can go on a hike comfortably, right? Whatever I want to do at that stage of my life, as we age, of course, we might lose some abilities to do some things. But I think it's just like feeling comfortable in our bodies, right? Looking at the mirror and liking what you see, right? Like it's just kind of like loving yourself.
Yeah.
That's all part of like being healthy, and just the crazy thing, and this changed my thought a lot when I read a quote like years ago that said like your body is your temple. You
Mm.
can never leave that temple, right? Like we're kind of trapped in our bodies, so we need to take care of our bodies, right? And discipline is self-love. Feeding yourself with good food, it's self-love. And that's one thing about food, like how if you have your grandma and your grandma is sick, you would want to give her nourishing food, right? So that she feels better. Like we should treat ourselves like that too. Like what would I give someone I love to eat?
Yeah.
And you are someone you love, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Health is wealth and health is freedom. If we
Yeah.
feel good, we can do whatever we want whenever we want. And that's all we really have.
Yeah.
Truly. Um, well, Sophia, this has been incredible. I love hearing about your story and your perspective. It's really inspiring, honestly. I'm super inspired about what you've done and what you're doing. Where can people, learn more about you, or where can they learn more about AvoToasty if they're interested? Where can we send people?
Yeah, so definitely we're very active on social media, of course, being a millennial brand, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And but yeah, definitely Instagram, that's our main platform. We post everything there. Our website, we're constantly updating, LinkedIn, so you can just find us on all the platforms. It's just AvoToasty. We're the only AvoToasty out there because we trademarked the word, so it's us.
Yeah. Let's go.
And but yeah, and also just come and visit us whenever you feel like satisfying your avocado cravings.
Oh, I highly recommend as well. It's delicious. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. Well, thank you for being on. I appreciate it. This was
Thank you,
amazing.
thank you,
Yeah. And everyone go check out AvoToasty. It's absolutely incredible.
thank you.